Test. There it is. Good evening. Welcome to the Build Show. Army vet. Now let's get our music back. How about that? One thing after another on this PC. Oh, there it is. Much better. Welcome back to the Build Show, sir. Looks like it's just you and me. It's been a long break. Where do I start? It's been a long break. But anyway, sorry, I've been out a while. I've been trying to get back to the build streams since the weekend, but we've had a lot going on. So if you guys remember, right before my last build stream, the very next day I went into surgery, had my hernia fixed. Thank you. It was wonderful. That was great. That went all of that went well, as good as it possibly could. And it's healed up pretty nicely. The surgeon even actually already lifted my weight restriction, so I'm back to lifting, you know, heavy components like RTX 5090s and things. I heard there's a future show I need to watch. Future show. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's a future show coming up here for you. And somebody you might know. Yeah. I'm a little bit behind on builds because of everything that's been going on over here. So this is a build that came in before the surgery, I believe, or right after. I can't remember when exactly it came in. I think it was sometime last week. Yeah, it was after the surgery. So this came in almost 9 days ago now. So we're a little bit behind. You know, typically I have them done within those 9 days. Glad to hear the surgery went well. Yeah. You're in your new house, aren't you? You closed and you're in, right? But on top of all of this, we also have Mrs. Empower's mom. She has been in the hospital for like the last 3, now almost 4 weeks, and I don't think she's gonna make it. So it could be another very spotty schedule. I have 3 build streams scheduled for tonight, one for tomorrow night, Thursday, and then another one scheduled for Friday. As of right now, that's the schedule, the build schedule, and we might even be able to do a couple of builds on Saturday as well, because I have some inventory builds that are piling up that need to be built, and I need to catch up. So that's currently the build schedule, but if something does happen with Mrs. Empower's mom, I might have to, again, drop the schedule, but that's really what's been happening. I've been spending a lot of time with Mrs. Empower over at the hospital and or with the kids while she is at the hospital, and it's really hard to juggle, you know, a 4-month-old and a 4-year-old while trying to build PCs, etc. So it's been a struggle the last few days for me to focus on the work. Also, I know you guys, most of you know that this is not my full-time gig, but my full-time gig had let me go on Friday as well, because the customer that I was assigned to are separating from the company I was working for, and that was the only reason why I was there, was for that customer, so they let me go. So they didn't have anywhere else to put me in the business as of right now, and here we are. So I am unemployed outside of Empower, outside of being self-employed. So a lot of cool things happened while I was out, right? So yeah, I know it's been a few days since I've started or got back to the build stream, so I apologize about that. That is not typically what I want to do. I don't want to go that long without doing a build stream unless I'm on vacation or something, you know, something well more I guess, you know, not saying it's not worth it, but it's It's out of the norm. So, thoughts to you both. Thank you. I will make sure Mrs. Empower hears that. So, that's what's been going on. On top of that, I think I had some form of COVID right after the surgery. So, of course, I go get a surgery, and it's a groin hernia surgery, and then I get the COVID that makes you cough a lot. So, and I almost lost my voice again, so I didn't really have a voice to come on and talk to you all. So I don't know if you can hear it. It's still there. It's heavy. It's kind of nasally. I sound nasally, mostly because it's this never-ending. I had it like 13 days ago, so just doesn't go away. But that's where we're at. That is what we've been dealt, the cards we've been dealt, and so here I am. I'm gonna get back to building and get everybody's orders built. Tonight we have Jennifer's PC. Tomorrow we have, I think it's... Yeah, tonight we have Jennifer's PC. Tomorrow we have Randy's PC, and then Alan's PC on Friday. If everything goes well over the next couple days with Mrs. Empower's mom. So if something does change, I will send out a notification in the Discord, and try to post something on the YouTube or something, just so everybody's aware. Hey, you can't stream, blah blah blah. Anyway, but that's life. It's been life. So here we go. Jennifer, we're finally building your order. Your PC that we picked out custom. It's a custom build, so Jennifer had reached out to me. She actually asked me to help with some upgrades on one of her PCs and then do a new build. So this is the new build, and we might be doing some upgrades later on one of her other PCs, which would be pretty cool. But we got a Ryzen 7, which is 5700, which has got 8 cores, 16 threads, and a maximum boost of 4.6 gigahertz for the CPU. And then we have a Thermalright Peerless Assassin 120 SE tower air cooler with addressable RGB, 2 addressable RGB fans. It's got 6 heat pipes. It's a massive cooler. It's more than enough for this CPU, and allows her to also upgrade the system as well if she ever wanted to, and have a big enough cooler for it. We've also got 32 gigs of DDR4 3200 megahertz CL16 RAM. This is silicon power, and a 1 terabyte MP44L SSD, which is a Gen 4 SSD, on a B550M Pro VDH Wi-Fi. We have a 650 watt 80 plus gold power supply with a RX 7600 8 gigabyte graphics card by Gigabyte. These are actually difficult to get right now, and I don't know why. It shouldn't be, because the market hasn't really changed other than the fact that you can't get any other video cards, so maybe people are buying these cards because they're available versus everything else that isn't available. Don't know, but all cards are getting more and more difficult to get, and it's difficult. Another problem to deal with. We're going to be building this in a Montec Air 100 micro ATX tower, so it's a smaller case, but it is a high airflow case. So the whole front is mesh. It comes with 3 120mm fans on the front, 1 on the rear. Just the whole case is designed for airflow, which is really nice. Yeah, we've got plenty of build to do here, so let's go ahead and get started. The only thing I did not do is update this, update the build specs. Let me do that really quick. I'm gonna update the build specs, and then we'll get started on this. So that way, if somebody puts in the command later, they can read it. All right. Hey, what's up, Jesse? Welcome back to the build show. Another nice build. Thank you. Bye, Ben. The return of Ben. Oh. Yes, I was just updating the specs command, so if you wanted to type exclamation point build, it will spit out the specs because we already ran through it. I'm just going to get started here. Move these two guys. Oh yeah, and we've got some purple black cables to go with the build as well. What's up? Welcome back to the build show. Finally. Hey, what's up, Kyrell? Good to see you back in action. It's good to be back. What's up, Papa? We're going to go ahead and get started by dropping the Ryzen 7 5700 into the aim4 sockets. Which is this guy. Then next up we have 32 gigs of DDR4 3200 by Silicon Power. Can't wait to see my PC being built. It will be soon. Soon it will be. I have to figure out best way to get the net wired through the house. Ooh, that's actually a good challenge. Are you just trying to wire connection? Like, what type of internet do you have? It's been a while since you've streamed. I've streamed the build. I feel, yeah, it's been almost 13 days since my surgery. I wasn't really down because of my surgery. It was more so I caught a bug, which felt like COVID. And I still have it, so I don't know if you can hear. I'm a little nasally. Even though it's been so long since the beginning of this bug. I'm still nasally and congested and coughing. My voice still feels coarse, like I've smoked 1,000 cigarettes. But I haven't. Not recently, anyway. But yeah, it's been a mess. At the beginning of the stream, I kind of touched on all of it. But Mrs. Empower's mom is in the hospital, and she's been in the hospital for about 4 weeks. And we're pretty sure that this is it. So we don't think she's coming back out of the hospital. So it's been a lot of that, and I've been watching the kids, and she's been at the hospital, and then, you know, we've been at the hospital together, and it's been a lot. And then I've also, I got let go at my job, last Friday. So that's been great, dealing with that on top of everything. And it's just, as soon as I got this surgery planned, everything just went to shit. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but... And then, of course, you know, I got this COVID bug, and it's been kicking my butt. So... I don't know if it's COVID, actually. I don't know what the hell it is. It just feels like it. Has a lot of similarities. Some sort of flu. And it sucks. Yeah, let me know what type of internet you have there. We start with that. I don't know how old the house is. I think you told me at some point, but I can't remember. It's been a while. But you could probably do wireless mesh access points. It'll get the internet throughout the house pretty easily. Sorry to hear that. I'll keep her in my prayers. Yeah, thank you. That would be Mrs. Latimer. You should probably know her. Or seen her. Now the Peerless Assassin. Because there's no Pure to withstand its performance per dollar. Hey, what's up? Casey? Is it Casey Cat? Kazzy Cat? Welcome to the build show. How many builds are you doing tonight? I'm just doing the one tonight. That's all I'm gonna be able to muster tonight. But I do have a build stream scheduled tonight, Thursday night, Friday night, and based on availability, Saturday we're going to be doing a couple of builds as well. And also, depending on whether or not Mrs. Empower's mom is still here with us, we might have to take a break, or skip one of those build streams and do it another night, or reschedule it, because it's very soon that that's going to happen, that stuff. So we just don't know when exactly, obviously, but very soon. So we're just kind of trying to work with it. I've got to get these builds done. People are waiting for them, you know? Can't stop at all. Especially when it's just good. I'm still waiting for my LTT store screwdriver. I've been waiting for like... Man, when did I order that? I ordered it like literally when I got rid of it. It's been weeks now. Yeah, it's been going great lately. We've got lots of builds to do this week. There's no shortage of that. It's just the timing of everything is what it's going to come down to. So how's everybody else's weekend and day? Did everybody have a good St. Patrick's Day? I was actually going to try to stream on Monday and it just didn't work out. I was just feeling like crap with this bug. Got a Shamrock Shake from Mickey D's. That's about it. I know, the older we get, when we're younger, you're thinking, man, this is so cool, yeah. And then you get to that age and you're like, man, this is kind of weird. You know, just everybody going wild over green beer and shit. It's like, oh, whatever. And then you get older and then you're like, don't really care. St. Patrick's Day. Yeah, and then I was gonna say, you know, most of the Empower merch has green on it. Would have been a bonus. There we go. We got our motherboard ready to go into the case. We're gonna go ahead and get the case out since we are ready for it. Missing a couple of studs here. Lethal Wick, welcome back to the build show, sir. Are the RX 9070 XTs available at your Micro Center, Ben? No. They have not been available. They've been kind of showing up and then just immediately going and disappearing, of course. It's been difficult to get them. Very difficult. I haven't gotten my hands on one yet. Jesse, Aim4 socket keeps rocking, amazing, that platform. And its longevity, I know. Still a great platform to run today. Still got it. Yeah, the 9070s have been very difficult to get. I've been trying. I haven't been religiously going to Micro Center and trying to get one, but I've been keeping in touch with people there. Basically, they tell me even if I got there like 5 minutes after they opened, they would have been out of stock. So, yeah, it's not much we can really do. I'm not going to go sit in line for one. That's just a little overkill for me. Plus, I absolutely need one. But I can get them online, you know. The one that I want to get, so I can maybe do some testing and play around with, is the Sapphire Nitro Plus. That is my targeted card that I'd like to get, even though it's one of the more expensive ones, but pretty nice card. At least it looks like a very nice card. Okay, there's that. Run these down here. I get plugged in over here. Got USB-C, USB 3. Got a PWM fan there. USB RGB there. Okay. The Red Devil by Power Color, yeah. Power Color, that's also a very good one, yeah. They've always been strong. The Red Devils. There we go, we got everything plugged into the front panel. Super easy build to do. Let's go ahead and pop this panel and drop our GPU in there. Now it's ready to start playing with our cable combs and cables. Then all we got left is a power supply and some cable management on the backside. And of course, we're going with a Radeon 7600. Gigabyte 3 fan. That's literally all that's left. Fill it out nicely. Nice. It's a great card for 1080p. Yeah, I agree. It's a very nice card for 1080p. I agree. That is why we went with it. You could actually do some 1440p on this card too. Not limited to just 1080p. Now we're adding some flair to the build, which they wanted purple and black. Or purple was one of the colors that they wanted in the build. So we got some purple, black extension, sleeved extensions with black cable combs. A little bit of flavor to the build. We've got this one for the GPU. Will do. We have to comb these. We got the 24 pin and the 8 pin EPS. The rest of these are for future upgrades. Pretty cool. I've always liked purple and black in PC builds. It's kind of a sleek color. What do I get for cutting a nail? Hold the rubber groundlet. I don't even know how I did it. Builds go a lot faster when I don't have to stop talk a whole lot. Noticing how quick I'm going through this build. After an hour, and all I've got left is the power supply. It's cable management. There we go. Looking like a gaming PC to me. That's another thing I'm gonna have to get rid of. My pop. Need to lose like 20 pounds. I've got bad knees from past sports injuries. That's the next thing that gets fixed. Oh wait, no, I take that back. The next thing that gets fixed is the removing my wisdom teeth that are dying. I never got them removed. They were supposed to be removed when I was younger, and I never got them removed. Now they're just dying. They're becoming a nuisance. In April, I'm supposed to get that done. Amazing how much fun you have when you start getting old. Once you hit that 30-year-old, 35 mark, everything catches right up with you. You've been drinking pop your whole life? Well, here, have some sore knees. Oh, you didn't remove your wisdom teeth when you were younger? Nah, we'll make them chip 1,000 times. Now let's throw some high blood pressure in there while we're at it. And then we'll just slice open a muscle and allow a bunch of your insides to drop down. Called a hernia. It's all life, man. Getting old sucks. Trying to untangle these. Okay. We got our 24 pin here. We're gonna Try to convince us to go down this way somehow. There's that one. And we just need to convince these to get over here. Out of the way. Then last but not least, our 8-pin PCIe and a SATA power connection. Hey, what's up, Sincere? I'm doing all right. Feeling much better now. But I healed up pretty quick from the surgery, and I probably could have gotten back to streaming and getting things done very quickly. But I got hit by a bug, like out of nowhere, unfortunately, and I kind of slowed things down a little bit. And then my wife's mom is in the hospital right now. Mrs. Empower's mom. So, and we don't think she's going to make it. Fairly certain this is her time, so you know, we're going through that right now as well. We're just taking away time from everything else. Which, you know, you have to. Can't really do anything about that. But other than that, everything is going pretty good. How's the new PC? How's the PC running for you? Hey Ant-Man, welcome back to the Build Show. Sorry I missed your chats there. Didn't know you were live. Yeah, I know. Kind of a decision earlier today that I made, and I was like, well, I should definitely get back to these builds because I got to get these builds done, number one. Regardless what's going on, these builds have to get done. People are waiting for them. And you know, it's been like, what, 13 days since I've streamed now? Getting up there in the days counted by, counting by. The days go by. Okay. Put that there, a little nicer. Yeah. Aim 4 for the win? Yes, we went with an Aim 4 build today. By the way, Jennifer's brother, I'll be picking up the PC. Oh, nice. What's a good piece, good CPU for the ARC B580 on a 1K budget? What's a good CPU? So for the B580, I went with an Intel i5, but of course you could do a Ryzen 5 5600X or even a Ryzen 5 if you want to get on an AM5 platform, 7600. If you want to go in the AMD family, either one of those cards would do good. It has to have PCIe 4.0. That's like the main thing I think is important for that card. You can't, I would not run it on PCIe 3.0. Wish the best to you and the fam. The PC is running good. I'm loving it. Awesome. And thank you. Thank you very much. But Ant-Man, you could pretty much run any i5 or AMD Ryzen 5 as long as you are running PCIe 4. Yeah, the build that we did with the 12600K F, that was a really good build for the B580. I felt like it was very solid. Of course, you could have gone to like a 14600K or something like that, but I think it's 12600K F or better is my recommendation for the B580. It's enough to run the card. That was the build I did it in. It was a 12600K F and 32 gigs of RAM, and I think I did a 2 terabyte SSD in there, Gen 4, on a MSI P660 or something like that, or it was a B760. I can't remember. No, it was a 660, and it was DDR4. You'd have to go look at my Battle Mage build. That's what I would say to mimic, you know. Let's fire this thing up and see what she looks like. See if Ben still has it after more than a week out. 1 hour and 15 minutes to build it, too. Like I know what I'm doing. In all fairness, you know, there wasn't a whole bunch of people here today because I have been missing in action for a while. Let's get that side view. I don't know if Jennifer is actually here or not, but if she is, you gotta tell us when to power this thing up. Give you a moment to react. Tell me to push that power button. Get to see my Windex on the side there, and oh my crap. You guys ready to see this thing? Okay, thanks. Hope her mom makes it, yeah. I don't think she's going to, unfortunately, so we're probably gonna have a funeral arrangement here soon. It's not looking good. Just being realistic. It is what it is. And if God says it's her time, then that's where we're at. Of course, we were hoping she would get through it, but let's go ahead and push this power button and fire it up. In 3, 2, 1. Build number 29, Jennifer. This one is yours. Yeah, I don't think, I haven't seen her in the chat this entire build. I messaged her before the build stream and everything. What resolution is the ARC B580? You can run it in 1440p. So it's 1080p, 1440p, but it thrives pretty good actually in 1440p. It does a pretty good job. It's a very impressive card for its price. There we have it. Ryzen 7 5700 with a RX 7600 and 32 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte SSD. I think we came into about $1,000 on the system, or just under. Looks nice. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, it'll be a nice system for them. They were looking to game. I think it's a either a girlfriend-boyfriend situation, gaming together, or wife-husband. I don't know for sure. They were looking for a second system, and this is the second system. And then the system that they already have, they're going to be probably coming back and doing some upgrades on. I gave them a quote on the upgrades. And it's just weird how it works out. Like, I can build almost a brand new computer cheaper than I can upgrade things right now. But it's mostly because of how old their system was, because We were going to upgrade the CPU. So I think it was an 8th gen Intel CPU, so it really needed a platform upgrade. So it was a CPU upgrade, a motherboard upgrade, RAM upgrade, SSD upgrade. It was like a whole new system basically, and then the labor behind it. The only thing we were going to be keeping was the graphics card, which I think they're running at like an RTX 3080 in it. So it's significantly bottlenecked by that CPU. It's like a 8th gen i7 in their other system. So this system should run very nicely for them with the 7600 in there. And then once they upgrade that other system, that system's going to be like beast, better than this system. Is that RTX 3080 that they have in it, which is a really nice card. That's if I'm remembering correctly. I talked to too many people. I've got a couple of PCs that came in for repairs. I got a laptop that somebody was using for business that died, that needs everything transferred over to a new one. Desktop that has a tower air cooler that needs to be switched over to a AIO, and then another project that I'm working on, which is like an arcade, like a weird arcade setup on a Windows-based machine. Where they built everything on a hard drive, so it's an 8 terabyte hard drive too, which is great. But the Windows OS is partitioned on the hard drive, so everything's so slow to start up. So we're trying to get that partitioned over to a SSD, so the Windows side could boot faster, and then everything else should run fine on the hard drive. There's an 8 terabyte SSD right now for a SATA SSD is like $500 or somewhere in that ballpark. A little too expensive for the project that we're working on. But there we have it. Jennifer's PC is built. It is completed. We will be trying to build a RTX 5080 build tomorrow. So if you guys are interested in watching the very first 5080 build that I get to build of 2025, finally. Took a while to get there, but that'll be tomorrow. It's a AMD Ryzen 7 9800X 3D RTX 5080 build in a Lian Li Evo case. So it's gonna be really cool looking build. We've got some knockoff fans from Lian Li for the build, but they're actually pretty cool looking, and they're supposed to work pretty nicely, so I'm interested to see how those work. But oh, Army Vet, I didn't see that you said you'd responded to me there. I have a 35 port gigabyte hub, just have to find out the wiring location. Okay, was a bit overkill, but room to expand. Yeah, 35 ports is a little overkill, because basically you're thinking one port per room. So I don't think you have 35 rooms in a house. I don't. Yeah, man, my friend's PC keeps getting blue screen of death. He has a IR cooler on an i9. Okay. 14th gen. I told him he needs an AIO, said he's getting another cooler. Well, it might not be the AIO. It actually, if he's getting a lot of blue screens of deaths, Ant-Man could be part of the 14th gen Intel CPU issues that if he didn't do the BIOS updates. So first thing I would tell him to do is do a BIOS update, and then second would be to test his memory, because that's most likely a DDR5 memory. Both of those need to be looked at, addressed. If he hasn't already, they need to be addressed immediately. But it could be part of the CPU degradation issues from Intel. So that's the number one thing to look at when you look at anybody that's having blue screens with an Intel CPU that's 13th gen or 14th gen. Number one thing you look at. BIOS updated, yes or no? If it's a no, then it's 99.9% sure that it's a CPU degradation issue, meaning he has to RMA the CPU. If it's a yes, that is updated, then you look at the RAM, because that's the next thing that'll cause blue screens. most likely things that'll cause blue screens. So have him take a look at those. It might not be the cooler's problem, because I doubt he's pegging that i9 at 100%. And if he is, then he must be doing some crazy stuff on the PC. But, you know, it's just most likely it's a CPU degradation issue, unfortunately. And that is why I do not do that's why you don't see me do any 14th gen builds anymore. They're just gone. They're off the channel. And that's because I don't want to deal with those problems. I just steered clear from it. And everybody that comes in and asks me to build an Intel build, I'm like, this is why I don't build it. Here's the facts. And then they go, huh, let's do an AMD build. He has a 4090. Yeah, that's definitely a solid build. I'm dealing with somebody actually with a similar problem right now. I did the build for him, but he bought all the parts, and we actually did it recently, and I did the BIOS update and everything, but we're still having weird blue screens, and it's exactly the same thing, except it's a Noctua, I think, cooler on there, an H15 or something like that. But it's just blue screening, or not blue screening, it's just crashing his games. So not been cool with Intel 14th gen CPUs lately. It's not been fun. There we have it, guys. I'll be back tomorrow, as long as you know, everything stays in the up and up with Mrs. Empower's mom. So if something does happen, I might have to reschedule the stream, but I will try to give you guys as much of a heads up as I can, either in the Discord or on the YouTube channel. Dropping just a quick note. So I will see you guys tomorrow, if not, and then again, we're going to be streaming Friday as well. So Thursday, Friday, and I'm going to try to also stream a couple of inventory builds on Saturday. So we've got a pile of builds over here that need to be built desperately, so that we can get our money back for them, for the parts, because they're just sitting here doing nothing. And it would be a lot better if they were sitting on somebody's desk battling away for them. So, alright guys, you all have a great night. Thank you everybody for joining. I appreciate you all. Jesse, Ant-Man, Sincere, everybody else that was here, Ant-Man, Cairo. We'll see y'all on the next one. Have a good night, guys. Nice, looking forward to it, Ben. Thank you. Looking forward to it as well. The first 5080. The end of the 4080 Super era, and a new era is born, the 50 series. Starting tomorrow. Have a good night, guys.